What's up, Orcamaniacs? We are back after a week being off, having a little bit of relaxation, hopefully. But now we're back and we're ready to manage the magic. That's the topic of today's episode of Dubl Drbl, episode number 16. I'm Dubl Ricky Rodriguez. Got my partner, George Ochola, next to me. We got the owner, Farron, right next to me as well. Down on the next level down, we got the Doc hanging out with us. What's up, Doc? We also got Coach right below me. We got the GM, the man himself, James. And we got our somebody new today, our guest of honor. We got Marlon Matthews. He's the head of our marketing team. So we're going to learn a little bit about the behind the scenes today. So it's going to be really, really cool to hear from the owner, the coach, not just as our partners, but as the owner and the coach. We're going to talk to the GM about some cool stuff he's got going in the works. And we also have Arthur Brown hopefully joining us later. He's the head of community relations as well. So let's go ahead and get started. We know James really well. So Marlon, why don't we get to know you, my friend? Your name is Marlon Matthews, head of marketing for the Oxnard Orcas. Let us know a little bit more about you, my brother.
Well, again, thanks for having me on.
Oh, thank you.
Basically, I've got my degree, my bachelor's degree in sports marketing, and then sport administration for a master's at Grand Lake State University.
Okay.
After that, I ventured off into sales and mainly auto sales, but now I'm bouncing back into my actual field, given the opportunity by our owner, Farron, which I really appreciate. And just looking forward to putting my retail sales skills to work in this market and, just trying to figure it out along the way, doing the best I can.
Cool, cool. Are you married, single, kids, anything like that?
Single, one child,
Okay.
5-year-old daughter.
Okay, cool. So you're girl dad. Awesome. Is she one of those that has you wearing the pink all the time and doing the nails and pink? You done it, bro. Come on.
I've had barrettes and everything.
I love it. Put in the beard. There you go. I love it.
Yeah.
I respect
exactly.
the hell out of girl dads that do that. I got a 9-year-old son, so I haven't done the girl dad thing, but my niece is like a little in between. She can be a princess, but then she can be that little rebel, and she's 6. So I hear you there. Okay, cool. So what exactly can you tell us? A lot of people like myself, Farron, we were trained in that area at the radio school we went to in marketing. Could you tell other people that are listening, viewing, what is marketing? What's sports marketing?
Well, basically, it's just reaching out and finding a common ground and a common goal between both organizations, making sure that it's a mutually beneficial relationship at that point.
Cool.
Building common ground is the most important part.
Okay.
You have to have something to talk about. You have to have some type of relationship to build on in order to successfully maximize your goals.
Okay. So when people hear marketing a lot, they think either, like you said, sales, money, items. Is there more to it than that?
Definitely. It's the human-to-human relationship. You can't go anywhere without actually knowing the person and being in touch with that person at the same time. In my experience through car sales, I didn't sell the product, I sold myself.
Okay.
The cars sell themselves, so it's important for me to be able to sell myself. Oxnard Orcas are going to be able to sell themselves on the court with their brand and their skills. So it's really up to us to put that out there for the consumer.
Okay. Do you have anything? I know we got the owner here. He probably knows the answer to this already. Do we have anything in the works, possibly, either merch-wise or sponsor-wise, that we might want to throw on the court? Or do you have anything like that in works right now?
Farron has established a relationship with Blaze Pizza up in Oxnard already.
Sweet. Sorry. Go on.
So we got the food on deck already.
Cool.
What I'm looking to establish next is a hotel chain.
That would be awesome.
We have some national hotel chains up there that I've been reaching out to. Residence Inn has already responded, and we're just looking to try to build something with a nationwide brand, something that'll get our name out there as well as theirs.
Okay. I'm a big merch person. I used to work in merch for years. Any merch possibly coming out anytime soon? Maybe some shirts, some masks, shorts, by any chance? Just curious.
Farron would be better at answer to that question as far as that's concerned.
But he always tells us no, it's in the works. I don't have that paper in front of me. That's what he said.
Come on, this is my crew. You think you're gonna get a different answer?
See? There you go. He can tell us.
Probably hoarding the merch.
Yeah, stop hoarding it. Come on now.
Yeah, come on.
I'm just asking. The reason I asked.
All I know is by the time we get up to Oxnard in a few weeks, that we're gonna have something on.
Okay, good. That's my main question was, because summer's almost over. It's gonna be going from t-shirts and shorts to hoodies and beanies. So, or not if this weather keeps up, but
everything takes time, man. It's all about branding, man. It's all about.
As the guy who gets to wear all the merch and show it off and not get it. Okay.
For real, man. For like what, 2 of the episodes have you done?
Of course.
Whatever. All right, George.
Let me tell you about Marlon. So Marlon and I met 12 years ago.
Okay.
And as he said, his car sales skills are there, but it was a relationship. And as my transition out of the service, dealing with my mental health, I bought a lot of cars. and Marlon, I think I could count how many cars that Marlon sold me.
7 or 8. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's a lot of cars.
In that period of time. No, really. I'm talking about like 5 cars in like 3 years.
Wow.
So we just end up keeping our relationship, and he's a great guy. Like I said, outside of the sales, he's a great guy, and our visions connected way back then with his background in kinesiology, and like I said, you hear what he says. So that was an early piece to this puzzle that I met, like I said, in 2008, and we've maintained friendships, never had arguments. Both had Z's, so we were in the Z Club together. We traveled around together. So that guy is a stand-up guy. So I have no doubt that his capabilities will bring us where we want to go as a group. So real good dude, humble, quiet, but I can't wait till he gets unleashed.
Don't tell all my secrets, man. Don't tell.
We'll work on that.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody quiet in this group. That's awesome.
Thanks,
you know what? Honestly, I'm barely meeting you for the first time, and just by reading the quote that I saw this week when I was doing some research, you had a quote on your Instagram. I think it was, "The goal is not to be liked; it is to be respected." And I'm already getting that vibe from you, Marlon. I think that's awesome. So, and that goes a long way in sales, correct?
Yes, it does.
Absolutely.
Definitely does. Customer doesn't like you off top, they're not going to buy from you.
Right?
It's 101.
They go to the rival, and you're like, well, damn, there goes that. George, do you have anything you want to ask Marlon? Anything merch related? Anything sales related? Just Marlon?
Yeah. So, Marlon. So like, I told Farron this like a while back. So like, I was telling him that I could make jerseys and stuff and T-shirts and stuff. So my question to you is there like any particular way on how you want to have the shirt, like any color, any certain color you want to put on the merch, or what's how's that working out for you as of right now?
Well, we've been discussing it as a group and sharing each other ideas through group text and whatnot, but we've come up with some pretty good designs that I feel that are going to make a huge impression on the public. So what we have going already, I think, is in place. It's just a matter of, getting it together and putting it out.
Yeah. I say throwing some teal.
Awesome.
It's going to look cool. Some of the prototypes that Farron has showed us have been really, really cool, whether it's on Instagram, whether it's on here. Like you had the black jersey on, no, Farron? The black and blue one, I believe.
Yeah, that was a sample of a jersey that Pac Ram made for us.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think you and I talked about it. I think we should get like a black one, a white one, and then like a blue one. I think that would look really cool. That's just my 2 cents, guys. I'm just saying. Crazy. So it sounds like you're having a really good time with the actual project itself. You guys sound like you're clicking very well, and I noticed that's the norm with this group. We click together. We're like a puzzle that have come together, and whether it's sales, whether it's medical, whether it's coaching, whatever it is, we're able to work with each other, and I think that's awesome. And you're no exception, Marlon. You got your stuff together, man. It's awesome. I love it.
Thank you.
Cool. Let's see. I had one more for you. Doc, do you want to go ahead and throw something out there for him real quick?
I do actually. Yeah, thank you. Marlon, nice to meet you, first of all. I wanted to know basically like what are your main focuses as far as marketing goes? Like what are the types of companies that you're going towards? What is like kind of like your process? What is like your mission statement behind making these connections with these different companies? What type of companies are you really hoping to get? You don't have to say like specific company names or since those are kind of in the works or whatever, but like the type that we would want to be affiliated with that would have like that quid pro quo that would benefit both sides.
So starting out, I mean, right now, all we could really do is reach out to the bigger companies like the hotel chains I mentioned earlier, but also transportation companies so that we can get something in line for the transportation of the team between games, major restaurants, community outreach programs, of course, and of course the Chamber of Commerce. But more intently, once we get up there, we're going to be looking for those smaller companies, those mom and pop shops that are pretty much struggling right now. Hopefully they can survive this storm and muscle through. And once we get up there and start touching base with them, we're going to do a huge promotion on getting them upbeaten and making sure that they get the advertisement and marketing that they need, as well as, of course, the Oxnard workers.
That's awesome.
My main mission is just to get the community as involved as possible and make sure it's mutually beneficial. Like I said, whatever we can do to help the community, like James' Pillow Drive, Farron's, initiatives with suicide and prevention, and the Sickle Cell Foundation. I mentioned to him that I want to start looking into a foundation for colon cancer, colon cancer, and stuff that is just a silent killer. So we're just looking for every opportunity we can to get our brand out there, but at the same time, just reach out to the community as much as possible.
Awesome. And I think that it's very important to highlight that because this particular group of people that we have here, led by Farron, like it seems that Farron, you choose people based upon like their character more so than really anything else. That seems to be like the heaviest weighing deciding factor on who you work with. And I think that it's very important that these mom and pop shops or the public or the people that are the target of the potential relationships, marketing relationships, know like who the Orcas are, like what we stand for, who the Orcas are inside, not just, as like, oh, this is a basketball team that's coming in. This is a way for us to get a little bit more visibility. And, it's more so like contributing to like-minded organizations who have the public's best interest in mind. So I think that's really important that is really highlighted.
Definitely in our mission statement to be, like Don says, more than basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Huge.
More than basketball.
Bigger than basketball.
Yeah, definitely bigger than basketball. With that said, you're talking about community. You're also talking about, we also talking merch. We're talking getting stuff going. What is your main goal for 2021 or even before 2021? What's our main goal as a sports marketing, the head of sports marketing? Or as you in general? Oh, no, we stumped him.
Is he froze?
They froze him. I'll get him back right now. It's all right. Yeah, this is a really good choice for Ron. He's a really humble guy, very smart.
Oh yeah, dude's beyond intelligent.
Cool. But yeah, while we have him off, let's start talking about the pillow thing. James, we talked about this the last night actually when you were sending the information. You run it's a nonprofit, Teach One, Reach One. Is that a nonprofit?
Yes.
Okay, and you're doing a major pillow drive for the homeless. Can you first off let our listeners who haven't seen you before let them know who you are, your position with the team, and then about this cool pillow drive that we got going.
Yeah, my name is James Christian. I am the GM of the Oxnard Orcas. Looking forward to taking over the basketball world with my guys and in tow with us. And yeah, we super excited to be coming to Oxnard and being able to interact with the community and impact as many lives as possible. We're extremely excited about that. One of my purpose is to establish my nonprofit foundation. It's called Teach One, Reach One Foundation. We've been around since '09, and we're establishing ourselves on the West Coast as well. And one of the projects, the current projects that we're working on is we're doing a pillow drive, and we're looking to collect anywhere from 500 to 1,000 pillows. And I'm going to get pillowcases, and I'm also going to print something inspirational on the pillowcases, like "You are somebody, never give up, we love you, you know, you're not invisible to us," whatever positive statements that we can put on the pillowcase. And we're going to go down to the homeless areas, Skid Row areas, and other homeless areas, and pass out pillows to the homeless. And guys, I've been out there, and they're using their jackets to sleep on, or boxes, et cetera, et cetera. And I just feel like if they're going to be out there, then we should make it as comfortable as possible in any way, shape, or form. And I know a lot of people is doing toiletries and everything like that, but I just wanted to be different. I wanted to attack from a different angle and think outside the box. And that's what we're doing. So I wanted to implement the pillow drive and print something inspirational on there, because I also know the last thing you read at night before you go to bed is what sticks with you. So if we can have them be able to read that, to know they're loved, and to know never give up, and they are somebody, and they're not invisible, because people walk by them like they're invisible. And that's the impact that we want to do. So we're looking to, our goal is 1,000 pillows. And if you're interested in volunteering, if you're interested in donating pillows, if you don't have any pillows and you would like to donate money for us to purchase pillows, you can do that as well. You just have to go to our website, which is www.t1r1fd.org. And it explains everything as well in reference to the pillow drive, and with the whole team on the phone. If that's something that you guys can really reach out to your database, whether they're in state or out of state, they can still have an impact and help. If that's something that you guys, emails, posts, anything that you can do, text to your friends, and just get the word out for us to reach this goal of 1,000 pillows and to be able to do this, that would be so much of a blessing. And I'm asking everyone for their help to achieve this goal. And the drive will end on October 3rd. And then we will do the distribution of the actual pillows to the homeless on October 10th, which is a Saturday. And if anybody want to volunteer, it's a form you fill out. Let us know. We'll touch base with you, let you know the other particulars and everything that you need to know. So I definitely humbly coming to you guys, as if you guys can do whatever you can, reaching your Rolodex, whoever you know, just blast the information out. So I'll be sending it to you guys individually as well, so you can have.
Well, you know we got your back, James. I'm in for sure. You know we're in. Farron, you're the mental awareness. You're a speaker for mental awareness. When you hear that we're gonna do something like this, how does that make you feel?
Man, you gotta understand. For me, as a veteran and dealing with veteran homelessness, I've worked with organizations down that go downtown, that go into the washes off the freeway, that where regular organizations don't go. So I got organizations that I can connect James with, that's what they do on a regular basis. Like, they're in the trenches. So to be able to be a part of that, sometimes you think about when your life is in a chaotic experience, and then you say, well, there's always somebody, kind of like worse off than I am. Unfortunately, that's a crazy way to reference it, but there is. And me being out in the streets with those organizations and riding on motorcycles and delivering toiletries and getting guys benefits who've never contacted with their veteran benefits. And it makes you look at your life just a little bit different. And some of my troubles disappeared because I wasn't really as bad off as I thought I was. And so that whole part of connecting to another person, man. And so, they say the number one item people look for are socks when they want to deliver the homeless to keep their feet. And if you keep your feet warm and then, you can pretty much manage. So James coming up with pillows. Yeah, everybody brings toiletries, things like that, blankets. I haven't noticed anybody in the last 7 years that I've been hanging out with the organizations that talked about bringing pillows. It's always been something around, toiletries or socks or things like that, blankets, or food, of course. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's going to be good, man. I mean, if you've never been out there in a homeless environment, you will definitely connect. I don't know what you want to call it, empathy, whatever that is for you, but you will definitely be a heart-wrenching experience, and you will relook at your own life and realize that maybe there's something that you can do for that community of people. Yeah, and sometimes the people down there, they're down there because they want to be there. So you have to understand, who are we as people to tell somebody what's wrong, right? And that's what society does. Society labels people, oh, you're homeless, but you have no idea of the conversations I've had with people who knew where their family was, who just didn't want to go reach out to them because they didn't want to be a burden, or because they didn't want their government benefits because they're mad at the Army, how they was treated in the military. So people are down there for various reasons. And who are we to tell somebody that you shouldn't be homeless? Like, it's a different conversation when you get to the roots of what's going on down there. Mm-hmm. So that mental part of it, you need to see it for yourself if you have not been down there.
Right. It's true. And I will say this. Let me say this as well. I do understand that we're all in different areas, and Skid Row is downtown LA area as well too. But here's the thing about that. I understand we're in different areas. This is something that you can collectively do with your family, or you can do with your friends if y'all want to get together in groups of 4. If there's homelessness in the areas where you want to impact your particular community, I'm all for it. We'll get you guys the pillows, and you can still go out on the 10th in that area and pass out the pillows to the homeless in the areas that you're at. If you're in Rancho Cucamonga, if you're in North Hollywood, the different areas, it don't matter. It's about impacting lives. And the only thing that I would ask is that you guys would document it. So, Teach One, Reach One Foundation can have content. And also, if you have businesses and you're willing to support us and rock with us, please send us your logo, your business logo, so we can also promote your brand and put it on our website as well too. So we want to show love back to you guys for showing love back to us, because I feel like it's only right. It's only right. So that's why I said anything that you guys can do. Think about your own community where you may know that is some hot spots that you guys can hit out there. We'll make sure you get the pillows for your group to pass out. So I just wanted to create something that can touch people's spirit, and I think this is it. So with you guys. Yes.
I think that's
Doc, go ahead.
Yeah, I think that's awesome, and something that I really haven't seen as well before. So I think that's going to be very welcome. Sleep is something super important physiologically, and to have a place to lay your head is really a phrase that that means something traumatic for a lot of people and something comforting for another group of people. But sleep is definitely one of the most important things that we can do to refresh not only our physical bodies, but also emotional, spiritual, mental bodies as well. So I think that that's awesome, and definitely help out and record the event. What I do ask would be to not actually record the individual faces of the people that we're giving it to, and just record yourself, take pictures of yourself, talk about what you were doing, and not really like put somebody on blast, you know, like that, because that's not the purpose, that's not the spirit of what this whole thing is for. So I know that nobody here wants to come off in that way. So just a little reminder to tell like your friends and family, anybody who's going to help out with this, to make sure to not put somebody on blast like that.
Right. Exactly.
100%
That's
agree.
exactly right.
Yeah. So if you guys are out there listening right now, whether it's on social media, on wherever you are, whether you're in California or you're in Canada, you guys can help out. Just you can go on my Instagram, you can go on any Instagram of anybody on here, especially James. He'll have his information on his. Let's help change some lives, you guys. We're gonna make this happen. Absolutely. Hey, Coach, you've been kind of quiet today. Do you have anything you want to say to one of the boys?
No, just as you can see, like from the last Zooms with the players, the management team Zooms are just the same. There's a whole lot of trash talking and a little bit of business going on, and it's all in fun. And you know, we may disagree on stuff, but we're gonna clown each other and, you know, laugh it out afterwards. And it's just a family atmosphere. And I barely met these guys. You know, Farron knew Marlon for a while, but I barely met him since, I don't know when we first started this thing a few months ago.
Yeah, like April.
And and you know, Marlon immediately connected on clowning on James' New York hat that he has on today too. So
Always.
you know, we have a common bond wherever we go. But as you can see, it's more about basketball. It's about changing people's lives, not just our players, but people. One way of doing that is getting them out into the city and serving others. And it'll be a good break. And a few of our players are already on board with it, trying to get some more. But it's a good experience. And one of our players was homeless. You know, he shared on these Zooms. And, you know, that hit close to me because, you know, he's my brother. And, you know, I found out 2 months after he became homeless, and then I got on him, and then he became homeless the second time, and he took me like 2 weeks to tell me, because he, you know, but now that he's sharing it, he's changing other people's lives.
Absolutely.
He saw his assignment of just having the bed you know, in his new place, and it goes to what Doc said about, you know, laying your head down. You know, the pillow. I've never seen someone give out pillows. You know, socks always is a big thing, but, you know, a place where someone getting a pillow may get them out of homelessness, just because they're going to be uplifted, and that may be the first step to getting them back mentally and getting a job and whatever that is, or getting a place or many fences with people that they've, you know, fallen out of sorts with. And just bringing a smile, even if it's just for one day. You know, that's one day that they didn't have to lay their head on the concrete or on a bench or something like that. So, you know, a lot of people turn their heads at the homeless, and a lot of people are out there because they don't want to be out there. You know, you had a lot of bad luck. They made a lot of bad choices maybe, but we've all made bad choices. And it's about what we do forward and helping the next man and the next woman. And there's kids out there too. There's whole families that are homeless, not just adults. So, you know, the parents don't want their kids out there homeless. So, you know, this is a great event, and hopefully it's just not a one-time event. Hopefully it leads
We're frozen again.
to, you don't have to have a start or something big.
Right.
Yeah.
No, definitely. It would definitely be semi-annually, because we can't do it once a year, because pillows, what pillows could get dirty about what 3-4 months in. So at least if we can do it once every 6 months to be able to do that. That's something that we can sit on our spirit and look forward to as well, having the opportunity to do that. So this is definitely something Teach One Reach One Foundation would do semi-annually as well. So it's just being impactful.
I think it's honestly going to be a big success, especially just this group alone with all the people that we know. You give to someone, you give to someone, we all give to someone, like the information, they're going to pass it to someone. And who knows, like he said, we could reach our goal super, super quick. I mean, look at those GoFundMes that are out there these days. It's like people go from like $5 to $5,000 in like 30 minutes. You never know. It's just who you reach out to. So we'll make it happen, James. It's going to happen. I'm going to make this happen. We got Marlon back. Yay. Scared us there for a minute, brother.
Sorry about that. I don't know what happened there.
We have been a little serious lately, but we like to joke around a little bit. I want to ask you, you said you're a girl dad, and you're in merchandise, and she knows that you're in your marketing and you do sports stuff. Does she ever give you any cool ideas maybe of stuff to come out with? Like maybe, hey dad, you should make a pink jersey, or dad, this hat would look cool, or has she ever done something like that?
I have to admit, she's one of the most imaginable 5-year-olds I ever met in my life. She doesn't really, give me input on stuff like this, but
Give her time.
Her life is my inspiration, so everything I do, I have her, as my main drive. So she gives me inspiration, but not in a direct way.
Kids can do that, my brother. Trust me. Mine's the same way. Took me out of a hole. Like, I was going through a lot. We'll leave it at that. And if it wasn't for him, like, I don't think I'd be here. Like, it's that. Some parents, it's that bad, And Farron can attest to that. And, Doc, it's the same thing. You never know what kids are going to do for you, regardless of the age,
Yeah,
right?
Definitely.
Okay. Also, I wanted to ask you, since you're in sports merch, what is I don't want to say best, but what's the coolest sports merch item that you own?
I'd say my SC jersey right now.
Is that your SC jersey?
Yeah.
Who is it?
Keyshawn Johnson, actually.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Nice. Throwback. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. It's going to be weird not seeing them this year.
Yeah.
I turned on the TV today. I'm like, oh, cool, college game day. And then now I'm like, oh, crap, Pac-12 is not playing. There goes that. That it's so weird with quarantine. I wanted to ask you also, since we're talking about not having the season for college football and us not playing this season, do you think by the time we come around in 2021 that quarantine will still be affecting your sales somehow, some way?
In some ways, yes. But like I said, businesses are open right now, so we'll still be able to, reach out to them and get the thing going. I mean, obviously there's only so much we can do between phone calls, Zooms, and limited, face-to-face meetings. So we'll just push forward and figure it out.
Yeah, you gotta always meet outside and stuff. It's like 1,000 degrees. It's freaking crazy right now. Okay, well, we're talking about the pillow drive. We're talking about community services. This could be for Farron also with you. If we do like a community outreach, would you, as the sports marketer, be willing to maybe do some giveaways and stuff for those community? Maybe we'll go to like a youth drive or something. Would we be able to like give away, let's just say like 10 Orca shirts and stuff? Would we be able to do stuff like that?
Oh yeah, that was one of my first thoughts, coming into this when we're going out to meet with these sponsors is the free giveaways.
Okay.
So that would, totally make sense going to these events and handing out things, these takeaways that will be in people's pockets, the hats or shirts or something that they can sit on a countertop or mantle or something that just has our name out there, in a constant appearance.
Cool. Yeah, because little things like that get people interested. Even when you go to like street fairs and stuff, even like pens, writing pens, sticky pens, whatever. Little things like that go a long way. They're like, oh, what's this team? Like I've never heard of them before. Let's go look them up. And you never know. And you know, I worked in sports merch and also in radio. I work at KCal Rocks as well, and we do the same thing with KCal. We go out to the streets and that's how bumper stickers are huge now again. I didn't know that was the case, but apparently they are, you know, hats, stuff like that. So I think that'll be really cool. I think that'd be cool for you guys to partner up like that. Farron, do you have any, I know you use it, it's all on paper, I don't have the paper in front of me. Do you have any cool community ideas that have come to you since we've last talked about doing community work? Like maybe something that's popped in your head in the last couple weeks?
No, everything that we're pretty much planning right now is to build up for next coming year, right?
Okay.
So the branding, the marketing is all contributing to going towards next year. I mean, we're ground zero. We have the money that I have in my pocket. So once we do this launch in October, like I said, Marlon's gonna go get at work. Arthur's we're all gonna be at work. I know how to do marketing. I've sold advertisements. You know, like I said, we learn all that stuff in school. So I'm not new to marketing myself. I've sold my radio shows and stuff. So yeah, everything that we're gonna do is creating for next season, because to run a professional basketball team, it takes, you're talking about having a halftime show. I mean, you're talking about all kind of stuff that we need to put together to put some dollars behind it. And if we could find a company that supports that conversation connected to that item that we need to fund, then that's how, I mean, you look at the Lakers, everybody's, you know, connected to some business that fits your model. So we know that the ABA promotes, like if we have 10 home games, then we'll find 10 organizations to partner with us and help sponsor those games. So we got plenty of ideas and creativity ways that we're going to help fund this team. But you got to remember, it's a startup franchise. So the first year we might not make any money, you know, but as long as we're honest and we produce a product, because it is entertainment at the end of the day, it is basketball, it is entertainment. But what's different is we have that community piece, and a lot of teams are trying to sell tickets, and we're not trying to sell tickets. We're trying to sell, you know, how to save lives and how to help lives. So it's not about ticket sales for us. You can ask my crew. It's not about tickets. It's about how we can connect to the community, and the basketball is where they come together and support us as we chase this championship. So it's not about tickets. We got, like I said, home games that we're gonna, you know, have a theme night, whether it's a fire department night, a police night, you know, a youth night, whatever, elderly senior citizen night. Like, we have enough ideas that we can put together to partner with the community and have these different games highlighted. And so, yeah, with everybody's vision here, we all have ideas, and that's what I love about it, because we all have the same type of vision. So whatever idea that you want to have, if you want to have, you know, a freaking surf night or something, like, then that's the thing. Like, it doesn't matter, because it connects people together, and then you drop the knowledge and you drop the information. And then on the spiritual side, you get to meet people where they are, because as Doc said, there's those physiological needs are very important. And if one of those items is missing, then your life is in chaos. And so can you imagine being homeless, and shelter is one of the number one things that you need to have in those items. So if we could provide at least 4 of the 5, you know, it gives that person some comfort to try to figure out the shelter. And maybe the shelter right now is that box, and that's complete for them. So if we can help, there's countless of events that we could put together. Like, there's no limit on the themes and titles and creativity. So that's the great part of having an entertainment company, because again, basketball is entertainment. So I can't lose sight of that part.
I think one of the greatest things about being entertainment / athletics is that for the athletes, for the people who aspire to be an athlete, you're providing a dream, you're providing a goal. And that's huge, like, especially for the youth, right? Not only is it for these older players that are going to be on the team that, you know, thought maybe their hoop dreams were over, and then they kind of like kicked back into gear and they can find a home with the Orcas, and people who kind of matured later in the game, that kind of like blossomed a little bit late, right? But for the youth to say, oh, I have a professional team in my city that one day I could be part of. and we go to these schools and we go to these youth organizations and go and touch one of their lives, that's a fan for life right there. And they're going to tell their parents, hey, I want to go watch the Orcas game. I want to go watch the Orcas play, because one day they're going to say, I want to be an Orca, you know? And that's like super loyalty right there, and putting the Orcas up onto like this reachable pedestal. And the way that school is, it's not really built like that, you know? It's like, okay, so you're not good at this and this and this, you're basically, I'm sorry, but you're not going to be successful in life unless you do this, this, and this. Well, what about those people who think and work and move differently, right? So this is just another avenue for somebody who's a little bit different to be able to aspire to be great, to be professional, to be successful.
You know something, Doc? The school that Dubl R and I went to, and G, I did the radio side first, and then I recently graduated a year ago from the TV side, right? And so my instructor, one of the first things that we did that day was he taught us how to roll cable, right? Microphone cable. And he says, you know that you could get a job rolling cable. I'm like, you can? He's like, yeah, I had a kid who didn't complete the school, but he learned how to roll cable so well that he got a job with an NFL team rolling cable. He says, do you know that cameraman that runs up and down that side of that field is filming the game, and that person has to be able to roll that cable up behind him and then roll it out a particular way so it doesn't tangle. I was like, are you kidding me? So when you talk about going to the youth and reaching and helping them figure out what's next for their life, you may not be the you may not be the guy on the court, but there's so many jobs that you can take that supports basketball in so many dynamics that connects you to that dream, even if it's not shooting the basket. And understanding that is what's most important, is why the work that we're going to accomplish is going to fit the community, because we're going to inspire somebody to do something. We might inspire somebody to interview the players for us. You might get a high school, elementary, like, you just never know what people are, and they think, well, if I'm not playing basketball on the court, then my life is over and I gotta do something else. And that's just not the case. So
you can just be an equipment manager for a team.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's so many different jobs that supports, you know, that team on the courts. So many behind the scene jobs that they all get rings when they win championships. So you're talking about, you know, it's a team effort, it's a business. So I think with that we keep that in the forefront. Sometimes I lose sight of the entertainment company because I'm so caught up in the community piece that I have to remember I still have to build the entertainment piece. And so I met James, matter of fact, last year, December, he put on a basketball youth camp for some children. And so I met him. He reached out to us on social media, the power of social media. And we Sports Collective, we supported him. And when it was time for the position, I was like, man, I know a guy who's a former NBA player. What better person to ask, because he's lived that life. He knows the ins and outs. He has his experience. So it was all, like I said, just a piece of the puzzle. It all made sense. And I asked people to do what they knew how to do, not to do something like I talked with y'all on Monday, like just do your natural stuff. And that's the contribution that you make to this to make it all work. So everybody does what they do naturally. And that's why it works.
And we've said that since show number 1, that it's a puzzle. We're all coming together. Everybody's got one thing they're going to do. And it'll, as long as everybody does what they're supposed to, it's going to flow, you know, and it's worked so far. So we'll see what's to come. We got about 10 minutes left, guys. So we're going to actually go around really quick, even though you guys are all guests. If you guys want to ask the management team, if you guys want to ask questions, you're welcome to do that. I'm going to go ahead and start off with my final question. My final question for Marlon. Probably a weird question, but I'm a weird person, so sorry. Have you ever had, when you're going through your visions of all the cool stuff that you could come up with, have you ever had like a dream item or a dream event that you wanted to put together, marketing wise?
Well, tough question. That's just still building, because I'm still new to this actual market as far as marketing a basketball team. Of course, my inspiration comes from being a youth and knowing that I wasn't going to make it professionally. So obviously I wanted to get in on the business side of sports. So anything that can promote the life skills learned through sports is something that I would work towards putting together. Whether it be, you know, basketball tournament with fundamental skills attached to it, you know, just something that'll help inspire kids that may or may not make it professionally, may make it to college, but no further than that. But still, to give them the hope that, like Farron said, there's all types of opportunities within sports. You know, that you can learn a lot through.
Cool. It's funny you say that, because if you really look at a lot of the coaches these days, I mean, with the exception of like, you know, Steve Nash, Jason Kidd, you know, the Hall of Famers, a lot of coaches were mediocre players, but they're amazing coaches, you know. In baseball, you had a lot of catchers. You had a lot of, you know, Ozzie Guillen. He was a two-time All-Star, but you didn't do much else, you know. You know, Cal Ripken went for a management job. Look at like Dusty Baker, people like that, you know. They're not huge names, but they're big enough names. And you can, like you said, you can open that door for them. And that's freaking cool. George, go ahead, man.
Oh, okay. What was so what part of your role do you really enjoy doing as of right now?
Who's this for?
For Marlon.
Marlon. Okay.
Well, I'll take it all the way back to college. You know, first I was in health and physical education, but at the same time doing those studies, I didn't want to feel limited to the classroom. So that's why I switched over to kinesiology with the emphasis on sports marketing.
Mm-hmm.
So there's just getting back into my education, getting back into where my heart is at, where my passion is. I mean, of course, sales is sales. I got an opportunity to sell cars. It was beneficial to me at the time, and it worked out. But, you know, my heart was never in it. You know, my heart's always been in helping out the next generation and people that need opportunities that I can actually provide. So,
and be a mentor to them.
Yeah. People need that these days, especially now. No discrimination, no nothing. Just be like, hey, I got a hand for you right here.
I need a mentor. So.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Oh, mentors are awesome. We live by mentors in our industry, Farron. In the radio industry, friggin' we live with mentors, so it's freaking awesome. We'll go next to Coach. Go ahead. You can ask a question to anybody.
First, did you ever have a better customer than Farron? So I feel like that.
Hey, Farron, step away for a second real quick. They were all better than Farron. This guy, the only thing I took enjoyment in is actually talking to him outside of the deal. When it came to the deal, this guy, you know, he breaks them. I'll tell you that.
No, it's just I don't really have a question. Just, you know, these guys are all, you know, friends now. We're brothers no matter what, and we got a lot of big things in the works, and I'll just leave it like that. But be on the lookout. You know, there's more than basketball, more than Orcas. So just big things in the works.
Sounds good. Go ahead, James. You can ask anybody, or if you want to make a comment, go for it.
I just wanted to be transparent and crystal clear that my Yankees gonna win the World Series. Thank you, guys.
Your phone to the phone.
Watch out for the Padres, you know. Watch out for the Padres. I'm an Angel fan, but watch out for the Padres.
Let's just get that out.
Is that your comment?
Get that out.
You no Yankees fans allowed on the Orcas.
Look. As I take a sip from my Yankee cup right here. So, I mean, just to be clear on it, but no, but seriously, on a serious note, I just want to let everybody know that's on this call that I'm super proud of everybody that's on this call for simply just honoring your truth. And I feel like that's so important to honor your truth. And I'm proud of everybody doing and moving the way God meant for them to move and bless them to move and to honor that and to maximize that blessing. I'm telling you, I'm super, super proud to be affiliated with these type of spirits. And I just humbly just wanted to share that with you guys to let you guys know that I'm proud of the moves that everybody's making with their families, personally, business-wise, and stop going bettering yourself and pushing yourself. And I just want to just share that with everyone that I'm mad proud of everybody. Period. And that's one love.
Right back at you. Right back at you. All right, Farron, your turn.
Oh man, I want to talk about me and these car sales.
I know something's gonna come up.
What Marlon didn't understand was I had already bought a few cars before I met him, so I know that they have dealership math. No, but so Marlon, for yourself, man, like, the vision I asked you to step into that marketing position, like, what was your thoughts, coming from me to you?
I have to admit, the first thought was how high my blood pressure's shooting up and my anxiety's kicking in. Like I said, it's a whole new realm. It's what I'm educated for, with where my heart's at. But my first thought is this: the opportunity that I've been looking for. This is what I wanted to do. What got me through college, and finally had the opportunity to do that. And I'm very thankful for that opportunity.
And see, I encourage when me and Marlon started talking, I was like, Marlon, you got to create your own marketing business, man. Like you don't have to work for me. It's like, work for the Orcas. You could create your own marketing brand. So it's like, these are the things that when you meet people and you hear like their vision, like maybe somebody needs that encouragement. Maybe he never thought about it. Maybe he did think about it, creating a marketing business, but never had someone say, man, that's realistic. So, when he said, I'm like, man, you got to create your own business, bro. Like, this is something, on the bigger scale that's way bigger than the Orcas, and we could all have fun, doing it, and we could all have fun changing lives. And, when we win that first championship, it'll be all worth it, So that's what and I've asked him to help me with my sickle cell stuff. Like when I met him, I was like, man, you got that background. Like, so like I said, we've already been connected outside of the car sales and taking all my money, but all of it. But yeah, so I appreciated him for accepting the challenge. And again, shouts out to Ilya, who's not on this call, but Ilya was the one when I talked to when I first bought the team, he was like, you got to trust the process. He's like, you got that military mindset, you got this whole thing going that works in the military, but it might not work in other parts of your life. So you got to trust the process. And so I've taken that on as something for us as a group. Like, there's no failure. Like, we figure it out, we get the corrections, and we keep moving forward. And if you don't want to be here anymore, then that's going to be your choice to walk away. But there's no failure, and I gotta trust the process and let people do what they need to do to figure out who they are for themselves. And if you grow from here, I'm cool with it, because I've already know that, sometimes we're here to inspire others to move on in their own lifestyle.
You're an inspiration.
It's happened to us on the sports show where people came and hung out with us and created their own way in sports. And Illy was like, man, what's that about? I'm like, dude, maybe that's what we're here for, and now look at us now. Now we're on a team. So we went from a sports show to friggin' owning a professional team. So it's just great to have people around. Like I said, it's challenging. I'm like Marlon, it's challenging because we got different attitudes, different ideas. And how do you come to an agreement with, you got 5 different guys on a phone call who are passionate about what they want to accomplish. And so I don't have all the answers, and I know I don't. So I have to allow those guys, those men, to stand for what they stand for, and we just put it together. We don't have any arguments. We don't really disagree, and so we've bonded as some grown ass men to help align each other and take care of some business that we all have a part of that we want to do. So this is my team. This is it. This is it. And this is, if you want to be a part of it, we're going to be looking for interns. We're going to be looking for all our different levels of support, volunteers. And all of it is not free. As I mentioned to you guys before, it's not free, but we have to build the package to sell it. And I think Don said that the best in one of our meetings is that it's like the house. You got to build the house and then you sell the house and make your money. So if you understand that, some of this stuff, it takes our hard sweat, blood and tears time to make that money. And so everybody here understood that there was no budget, that there was no funding, that we all was able to create it, and you get to make your money off of the sales, and we all agreed to that. And so.
And then piggyback on what you're saying, Farron, before we build a house, we have to see the foundation first on paper before we actually build it up. Because if you don't have a plan on how to build it up, then chances are you're not going to have like a good foundation. That's what's important.
Exactly. So this is the foundation piece we've been doing since April, right? And so, the pandemic, my heart hurts. It hurts that we're not in this season. You have no idea how much anxiety I have about making that choice. But because I made a choice and not a decision, I looked at the consequences first, and it just wasn't worth the consequences. So it bothers me that we're not playing in this season, but they still don't know if they're going to have a season. So right now it's pushed to January. So if they have a season in January, it works. But it does bother me deeply that we're not in this season. But again, we get to build up to next year and have a bigger, a bigger opening. So, but I am bothered deeply that we're not playing. You have no idea.
Well, like we said before, when one door slams, another one opens. I mean, we got to do this show. We got to do more. The coach is doing his Instagram interviews, live interviews, it's giving us time to get to know people. So it's going to be really cool. All right, Doc, go ahead and finish us off. Not literally, please.
Well, I also wanted to just go off of a little bit of what George just said, and that's talking about the foundation. And what we've seen through all of these interviews that we've been doing is the foundation of the Orcas, based upon the people who are involved or are going to be involved, is a strong foundation built on people who put others' needs at a very high level of importance in their lives, people who want to help others, whether it's the youth, whether it's veterans, whether it's homelessness, whether it's people with different medical conditions that are not getting answers or fair treatment. It's people who are looking to change the world and help the world to make it a better place for everyone. And that kind of foundation is something that builds communities and makes communities stronger. So as far as like Oxnard goes as a whole, it's like, I feel like the city of Oxnard should be very honored to have this type of organization building its foundation there on that ground. And Oxnard is a beautiful place, so Orcas definitely feel honored to be a part of Oxnard as well. And I feel like that beautiful symbiotic relationship that can take place will only water the seeds and build up a beautiful garden for everyone to live in. Because like Farron was saying, it's not just dreams for athletes, it's also dreams for everyone in the community to play a part. And the bigger that the Oxnard Orcas gets, the more jobs that are created. And in a time like this, that is so important, because as we know, the moratorium just got extended, thank God, right, a few days ago for the state of California. So people are not going to be evicted for not being able to pay their rent, because jobs are still lost. And with COVID going on, things are still unstable financially. However, what's written right now could be extended, but what's written right now, starting in February 1st, people who are not able to make a 25% minimum payment, they can be evicted. So people have lost their jobs, they've lost their businesses. So to bring something into a community that has the potential to be built on such a great foundation, to create jobs for people, to create careers for people, to create income for people that live in that community, I think that that's huge. And that's exactly what is needed in times like these. Something that can bring a smile to their face as well, something that can bring a gleam into their eyes, something that can bring that entertainment in such an honorable way. And so I am also, like James said, I'm very proud to be part of this organization, and I'm very happy to know that Marlon, the head of marketing, is such a good man, and that his intentions are good to help the community as well. Because sales is it can be a very slimy marketing. Sales, it can be very slimy, right? We all know that. I sold cars too during my time in my undergrad. I had to stop going to school for a little while and had to sell cars for a little bit so that I could continue to go to school. So I know what it's like out there. I did direct sales and marketing for a while as well before I decided on what I wanted to do. And so I think that having this group of people creating this foundation for something that can grow into to be such a beautiful fruiting plant, fruiting tree in the community is really great. And I'm very proud and blessed to be a part of it. And I thank you, Farron, especially for you being so diligent in choosing people based upon character from what I've seen so far, as opposed to, flashiness or money or whatever. So that says a lot about you as a person. So I'm very proud to be part of this organization.
Same here.
Yeah, likewise. So honestly, from what we learned today, we got, James is all about community. Marlon's all about community. Our whole management team is about community. And that's what we're all about. Like we always say it every freaking show. We mention family at least once. And that's what we are. We're one big family. And I personally can't wait to show the city of Oxnard that that's what we're all about. Whether it's community, whether it's doing, giving out jerseys, whatever it is, or just having a kick-ass game, and just letting people escape for a little bit. And it's going to be awesome. And like I say, every episode, 2021 can't come quick enough, guys. It can't come quick enough. So with that said, I want to thank Marlon Matthews for joining us. Also, James, Christian, we got a management team. We got Coach Don and Farron, who are usually here, but we get to pick their brains a little bit as well. So thank you, gentlemen, so much for taking your time and being here for us and giving us a little behind the scenes in the management world. I thought that was pretty cool. Coming next week, we got episode 17. I'm going to title it The Right-Hand Man. We get to meet Coach's right-hand men. As of now, we have assistant coach Leon is on board. I'm still working on Coach Seth. We'll see what we get. It's going to be pretty cool. So once again, Orcamaniacs, thank you so much for tuning in. Dubl Drbl episode 16, Managing the Magic, with our main guest was Marlon Matthews and James Christian. I hope you guys had a blast. I had a blast. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Dubl R. Ricky Rodriguez, conspicuous by his absence, stuck in Vegas somewhere, is our boy G with his family. Hope he's having a good time. We got the doc, we got George, we got Coach, we got the owner Farron. Again, James, Marlon, thank you so much, everybody, for everything that you guys do. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Again, everybody out there, let's get that pillow drive going. Hit me up, hit George up, hit any one of us up, and we're going to change a bunch of lives. Let's make it happen, Orcamaniacs. Let's make that happen. Again, you guys, thank you so much. Have a great weekend. It is a holiday weekend, so please be careful out there. Be safe. Stay cool. Farron over there in the 1,000-degree heat. You guys stay cool, but keep wearing a mask, all right? We love you guys. Go Orcas. Peace out, guys.